Acoustics, huh? You came to Metal Mastermind to know about acoustics? Let's get started. When you are building your studio, probably one of the things you resort to first are getting the speakers, getting the interface, getting the microphone. The last thing that's probably on your mind, unless you're experienced with this sort of thing, is the room that you're recording in. Yet, it's one of the very golden rules of recording. So we have to put some emphasis here. This is so important. Having the right room is the difference between having a awesome sounding set of speakers and a really crappy sounding set of speakers, okay? Even if they are the same speaker. The room has more influence on your listening experience than anything else. And that's a fact. Think about it when you first moved into your living space. When you put down that bed or when you put down that sofa, did you hear the flutters of the room start to minimize or go away? Yeah. Treatment can go a long way, even just a little bit. The most economic option is foam, acoustic foam, not just any foam. But here's the problem. Acoustic foam only really controls like high frequencies. Doesn't really control mids and low frequencies. So if you are trying to get something a little bit more even in terms of absorption capabilities, you want to look into something like mineral wool or fiberglass, bat insulation, so to speak. You can just go to your local Lowe's or Home Depot or hardware store to find these materials, and you can actually build them yourself. All you need is a couple of power tools and maybe a space to cut them all, but with that, you are pretty much set. All it takes is a little bit of creativity. The room that you see behind me was built by me and my partner. What we did was we took rock wool or mineral wool, lined it against the wall, and covered it with canvas. Now you have to cover this type of material because it flakes and it falls and it becomes itchy and it's not good for you to breathe, so you don't want to have it just exposed. You want to cover it. And what we have on top of that are just slats of pine wood. Now, the pine wood serves as a reflection surface to sort of counteract what I've got going on elsewhere with sheetrock. Sheetrock tends to have a very sharp and brilliant type of reflective timbre. Wood tends to be a little warmer, and we like that. It's a little more pleasant. The size of the room matters as well. Do you have a big set of speakers? Do you have a small set of speakers? When we call these big or small, we're actually talking about near fields being the small ones and far fields or mid fields being the big ones. You need to have those in their respective places. You're not going to be listening to far fields up close. They need breathing room. So, if you're going to have such speakers, the room matters even more. So you have to make sure that where you are listening to your music is going to be matching the size of the speakers that you buy. And you have to factor in the type of material that your room is made of. When I was talking about my room and how I put up walls that are made with wooden pine wood slats, and then I have gypsum sheetrock all over everywhere else, well, these actually really matter in terms of absorption within the room. If you have windows, that's going to also play a part too. Windows are very, very reflective of high frequencies. This is why whenever you see in vocal booths, they have the slanted glass panes. That's because they're trying to minimize the reflection back to the mic, because it's going to give what we call comb filtering. Comb filtering is not fun, and it creates notches in the frequency band that takes the shape of a comb. If you're really interested in learning how to calculate absorption coefficients and sound transmission class ratings, check out our live video on the subject where I actually perform a real live calculation of Jason's room. It's a really technical video, but be sure to check it out if you really want to see how it's done. You can apply this to your own room and you can figure out what you need in order to create the best ultimate home studio for yourself. Don't forget that we also have a free guide that states everything that I've just talked about today and more, including what computer you need to get, what kind of microphone should you get, what kind of interface should you consider, etc. You're going to find all of this information on metalmastermind.com/join, where you can sign up to the email list and get notified immediately receiving your free PDF. That's all for today, folks. Make sure you give this a like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you get notified of any new Metal Mastermind videos. Horns up.